back.
We are.
And we are back today with something from a chap called James.
We have another new producer.
Yeah.
It's been new producer week for us, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, certainly new producers
Somerset
to
Chilli's
us. Yeah.
been around a little while, but yeah. Of course, Trudy and now James Haskell. This is Haskhells Hot Sauce. Now, I'll link it down in the description, but you can just search on Facebook for Haskhells, HASKHELLS Hot Sauce, and you will find it.
I love that label. It's almost like a tattoo, isn't it?
It reminds me of like an old naval tattoo.
Yes.
You know, you've been round the horn, as they say, the Cape of Good Hope and all that. And when you cross the equator and stuff like that, there's all these different things, naval traditions. But yeah, once you've achieved it, you go through this thing, and you might get a tattoo maybe. And it just reminds me of that.
Yeah, it's almost like a kind of like skull and crossbones almost with the chilies and that, isn't it?
Yeah. There you go.
That's really clever. I like that. So it's kind of got that sort of slightly nautical sort of hint to it.
Now this is pineapple curry.
Ooh. I like curry. I like pineapple.
I've got a recipe for a mango curry, like a dry curry.
But no, I've had. I think,
I've not.
is it Kashmiri? I think it's Kashmiri. Or it's one of the ones that's like that, which is. It's a relatively mild curry, but that has. It can sometimes be chunks of pineapple or lychee or banana or something like that in it. I think it's one of the ones that's kind of like Kashmiri, I think. But
so in here, we have, and thank you for printing it big enough for me to read. We have pineapple juice, vinegar, onion, brown sugar, habanero chilies,
ooh, yes,
Teja chilies, spelled Teja, cayenne pepper. Any more chilies? Ginger, sea salt, turmeric, cumin, or cumin if you're from the other side of the water, mustard powder, chili powder. It's gonna hurt. Coriander, fenugreek, ground black pepper, curry powder, which contains mustard.
So that's got a real mix of flavours there, hasn't it? So it's definitely got a curry flavour there.
That is pretty much how I would make a curry.
Yeah,
Like
it is like
spices.
a base gravy, isn't it?
No,
Almost.
that is
A curry.
a curry. All that's missing really is the garam masala. Pretty much everything else is there. So this is going to be interesting. Especially pineapple is the primary ingredient. And then you've got habanero, Teja, cayenne, and chili powder.
And you've also got the brown sugar in there as well. So you potentially got that sort of fruity, sweet, caramelised, savoury curry. I'm intrigued.
It's going to be warm, this.
I'm just looking for that. It's the habanero, and that habanero sting, I have to say, is one of my most favourite chilies.
Like Davy Jones's locker. He's trying to bamboozle me. I'm out to open the bottle.
Free sound effects, everyone.
It's like Pirates of the Caribbean, this. Can you grab the little tiny knife?
I can grab the little tiny knife
that
that's on the
chopping
board
board.
up there. What, the beautiful chopping board that
The
Andrew gave me?
absolutely massive knife that's on there.
Oh, the responsibility. Oh, will myself back into place.
It's like a cutlass.
Daily cutlass for cats. Did you buy that from Mog, just so we didn't feel left out when you go camping?
Actually, no, I bought it because I saw it and went, oh, that's so cute.
I've never ever heard a knife described as cute before. That could only be you, couldn't it?
It's like this big. I mean, it's not even big enough to be a keyring knife.
Is it actually? Well, I was going to say, is it big enough
but
to be
it comes
useful?
in handy for stuff like this.
It is a bottle opening knife, or a packaging opening knife, isn't it?
So, let's see what we've got, shall we? Are we going to get Neptune's Kiss, or are we going to get Blackbeard? Who knows?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Ooh. Now, I am getting the pineapple, but I am definitely getting a curry.
I'll tell you what I'm getting. I'm getting the idea that I just need to empty that into a pan, throw some chicken in there, let it cook for half an hour, and then just
serve up with a nice naan
serve
bread
up
and
a
some
curry.
rice. Yeah,
It's got that real...
It's proper, isn't it?
Real curry aroma to it. Now, obviously, with the spices used and the rest of it, it's not going to be a bright colour. Turmeric is yellow, but everything else is brown, so...
It's got some goodies floating around in there, isn't it?
It kind of comes up like this. Let me play with the focus here for a second. There we go, you can see it now. Kind of comes up like this kind of speckled, spicy brown colour. But you can see in there's bits of red, which are likely to be the chilies.
Flecks of green, which could be the fenugreek.
Yeah.
There's some seeds floating around in there as well, which is very likely to be the habanero.
So there's a whole lot of stuff going on in this bottle, and I'm intrigued smelling that. I'm hoping that it pours okay. It's quite a thick sauce, this one, by the look of things. Yeah. It's an avalanche sauce. Once it starts going... But yeah, there we go, on the spoon.
Oh, it's got a lovely gloss to it, isn't it?
There you go. So you can see that on the spoon.
Oh, that's really coming through now, isn't it?
Honestly, it just smells like a curry.
But it smells like a good curry, doesn't it? I'm salivating.
Will it pineapple curry me? That's the thing.
Only one way to find out.
Good elf.
Okay. That works. It's really lovely, actually. It's not overpoweringly in your face curry, is it? It's actually got a nice balance to it. I'm not sort of really tasting the pineapple quite so much up front. I'm getting that more towards the end. But there's this really beautiful sort of subtle sweetness that runs the whole way through the sauce. So you've got the sauce itself has actually got a beautifully smooth consistency, but then you've got all these little goodies and flavours floating around in there as well. It's got a nice, definitely kind of like the habanero sting going on the flat of my tongue.
Yeah.
And then a nice kind of warmth that's starting to kind of travel down my throat as it kind of builds. But yeah, do you know what? It's definitely not overpowering. The ingredients are really well balanced with each other. There's not too much of one particular thing coming through there. Oh, I love the way habaneros just make my mouth water. Oh, so good. But yeah, interesting and clever.
kind of a cross between sorry, seed. Kind of a cross between katsu and chip shop curry sauce.
Yeah, it's almost ever so slightly. If it had peanut in it, it would almost be satay. It's got that almost like the texture of like a satay sauce, isn't it?
It's got all the flavour you would expect from like a katsu curry. Little bit of sweetness. You got the cumin, fenugreek, turmeric, sort of going in there.
I think it would actually make a very good alternative to a katsu sauce if you were making it at home.
If you wanted a spicy katsu, you could put a good glug of that in to the sauce, and it wouldn't really change the flavour too much, but it would add a nice bit of heat to it. Or nip down your local chip shop, get yourself a portion of chips, if you like your chips and curry sauce, and you like a bit of heat, because that is ideal.
I've seen Adele was using it, wasn't she? She actually put it on a pizza base, and I've always been a little bit like curry pizza. I've never been too sure about it, but I'm kind of sitting here for myself thinking, one of the things I like to do if I've had an Indian is that I like a paratha. And I quite often will have my paratha the next day because I've been a fat pig and I've eaten far too much of my main things and I have no room for it. But I like to put cheese on top of my paratha, pop it under the grill, melt the cheese, and maybe sometimes I'll have a sauce to dip it in, or I have something like the mint and yogurt. But I'm kind of thinking, I'd kind of like to try that and put that on my paratha and then some cheese and then pop it under the grill. Because I actually think that would add a really nice extra layer to that.
When you say dipping sauce, that I'm like, if you had tempura, or even, chicken nuggets, or veggie nuggets,
it would make a great dipping sauce for that.
I could see that working really well.
It is that kind of sort of katsu, almost Asian influence there, isn't it? That would work.
I could see it working on noodles. I could see it working very well as like a baste for grilled chicken, grilled fish. If you were after that kind of curry flavour, that would work really well. If you put the right stuff between the buns,
I don't even want to know. I'm not sure I want you to take this any further.
I think if you put the right stuff between the buns, if you had like a chicken fillet and maybe a little bit of mango chutney on the bottom, chicken fillet grilled or fried, if you're still living in 1970, and then a bit of that over the top, I think that would be absolutely cracking. A bit of lettuce in there.
What I was thinking is, going back to the satay thing, using it as like a slightly warmed as a dipping sauce as well, I think would be really, really good.
Heat for you?
I would say probably about 2 for me.
So it's probably a 3 for me. It's got that habanero tingle. A little bit of heat at the back of the throat, which is probably the chili powder and the other Taya chilies.
There's a sort of lingering warmth with it, isn't there, as well?
But very clever. I like that. So, you can find it on Facebook, as I say, link down in the description. I'll also link his Insta, as the kids say.
You're so hip.
I know, bro. In it. but I'll link that as well. And you can find them contacting through there. Small batch producer, Bristol based. Bristol. Naval connection. Quick useless fact for you. The reason people say ship shape and Bristol fashion, alright, the harbour at Bristol Docks has one of the largest tidal ranges between tides in and tides out. Okay, so the ships used to come in and they used to sail in, and then what would happen is the tide would go out and the ship would lean over. Okay, so to be ship shape and Bristol fashion, I mean everything had to be away, everything had to be tied down, everything had to be in the cupboards.
Oh, of course, because it would, if it was leaning,
Because when
it
the
would
ship
go
did
everywhere.
that,
Yeah.
otherwise everything falls out everywhere. So that's where that comes from. The more you know.
See, we're not here just for your chili reviews and your product reviews. We're here for useless information as well.
Yeah, I can fill your brain with useless rubbish. So yeah, about there is our channel logo. So if you haven't subscribed, give it a click and magic will happen. Up here is a video YouTube wants you to watch. Click it. Go on, I dare you. But I think that's quite enough from us for now.
Indeed.
Thank you ever so much for watching.
Hope you enjoyed it.
Take care.
And we'll see you in the next one.